What's going on, world? I need to. My bad. What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James underscore. Damn, we got people in here already. It's the fuck I'm talking about. It's your boy at Big Game James underscore 36. And this is Big Games BS brought to you by Den Media Group, presented by Alpha Male Jacks. AlphaMaleJacks.com is the go-to website for all of your man needs. Like some of you guys, if you're over 30, man, listen, stop beating yourself up. It happens, bro. I'm here to tell you your testosterone levels will drop. You're not active. You're not who you used to be. You need to go and holler at Christina and Dr. G, Alpha Male Jacks, and get yourself right, man. Basically, that's it. Just get your blood levels checked, blood panels checked, and they're gonna make sure to see if you have low testosterone. But other than that, your blood sugar levels, your cholesterol. My blood sugar is actually doing tremendously better. I got a friend who was at a 12. He's at a 5 A1C. Just know you should be about 5 A1C. And that's basically it. Man, it's so much shit going on in this world that I don't know. Miles, what time you get off work today, Miles? 7:40. All right, I might need you to set up the room. We might have to do a FSU show at 8. And the reason why I'm saying this is that it's so much shit going on right now in the big three that I can't dedicate this show. I won't get to the other cool shit that's actually happened. And it's really in one school. And I'm gonna hint on it a little bit, but we're gonna talk more about it at 8 p.m. And basically, this entire fan base can use alphamalejacks.com because one of the things that people don't realize is that women produce testosterone and estrogen, right? But what makes a woman is the amount of estrogen that she produces and not the testosterone. So when you see them women say they mannish or whatever, they got a lot of testosterone, which is cool. Not here to judge you. Identify whatever you identify for. But if you're wondering why you're feeling weird, that could be the problem. Now, there's also the things with men. Men produce both testosterone and estrogen. Some of y'all got a little bitch in you. And that's because your estrogen levels are high because of what you've been eating, not working out, staying on the fucking internet all day, arguing with people, catty, bitching about kids and recruiting. And you do what some women, not all women, I don't want the 10% of my viewers to start fucking bashing me. I need y'all. Some of y'all, for whatever reason, think I'm cute and like the shorts. Miles, I got told that we gotta get the pictures back up. They call them thirst traps. I ain't never had nobody in my life say that I post thirst traps. But if the shorts get the fucking views, bitch, we gonna throw the shorts on. And then when October 1st hits, that's gray sweatpants season. We're buying a whole new plethora of gray sweatpants. But anyways, they're coming up with stretches that only a woman can come up with the data. And only when like they're trying to figure out if somebody's cheating. Like, that's the only time I've ever seen this. But you need to go to alphamalejacks.com. Make sure we get this checked out because some of you guys are starting to concern me. I don't want that for you and for your life. But because football season is coming and we need to bring the testosterone back in. Bigger than that, if you are a member, and this is a key word, if you are a member, go to the member section. Right now, we still have a couple slots left for the Fantasy Football League. So if you want to participate in that, there will be, I'm going to go ahead and say a $250 winner if you win the Fantasy Football League. If I win it, obviously nobody wins. And I'm trying to win this shit. So I'm trying not to pay y'all, but if you win, you'll get it. We'll also do our college pick'em, and we'll do our pigskin pick'em. So there are two things those will be put on there this week. The college pick'em is gonna be fun and all that other jazz. So actually, before you go to that, Mouse, can you find because I'm gonna talk about the tailgate here in a second because that's still important. But I told you guys we're gonna release new content, and that's very important to me. Releasing new content. No, not the Joe Johnson. So we don't have the Mandarin thing up or the background picture. Yeah, but it's also a picture of me. So I got my Gator Bowl work is coming up soon. So we'll have a show. The show is supposed to be launched tomorrow, but we got to go re-record it because the guy who came and recorded it deleted it. So oh my bad, it's under content. My bad. That's where it's actually I have it. I was more organized today. And the next one is what I'm actually talking about. Yeah. So this is me. We're gonna have a weekly college bowl pick'em show. It's called Drive to Selection. With Gator Drive to excuse me. Tax Slayer Gator Bowl presents Tax Slayer Gator Bowl Drive to Selection presented by Toyota. And this is me and Greg McGarity. Greg McGarity is the former athletic director at Georgia and University of Florida. He's also the president of the Gator Bowl. And this is us. We were chopping it up. Had a great show. Y'all know how I do it one take, but then it got deleted. That's my face when he told me who he thought should be who he wants to be playing in the Gator Bowl. And I'll just put it like this. It ain't who I want to play in the Gator Bowl. I want that team to be in the college football playoff or the Orange Bowl. But if they're in the Gator Bowl, I have tremendous content because I have even more behind the scenes access than what people normally have. But we'll be having all kinds of stuff. I'm actually going to Daytona this weekend for the Coke Zero 400 with the Gator Bowl. So there'll be some content that'll be released and put up on the YouTube channel. So make sure you check that out. That is going to be content. And you'll see me 2 weeks, Clemson and Pitt. I'm throwing on the green jacket. No, I'm not. I didn't win the Masters, but the Gator Bowl, like when you're a bowl scout, you wear a green jacket and you get a pin and you're official and everybody treats you like you're the big dick on campus because people want to go to bowl games. But I'm going as a scout. So you guys will see what goes into scouting a bowl game. You'll know how to make predictions. You'll also see that, again, as I tell you guys, common sense and reading the tea leaves can make you an insider. You'll learn that most of your favorite insiders don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to bowl selection. Well, we actually had a video of which we'll redo it of all of the predictions for the Gator Bowl. Most of them were wrong, and because there's a criteria. A couple of the teams can't come back to the Gator Bowl for 2 more years. So we'll go into all of that stuff. Make sure you check it out. It'll be we'll upload it every it'll be that's an actual, not a live show. That is a actual scheduled recording. So we got that. But then also I got the cool idea looking at Swamp Donkeys documentary. I mean Swamps, whatever the fuck it is. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Urban Meyer's documentary with the Gators. And it made me think about Tim Tebow had the documentary where they went and they played Hoover, Alabama. And then I was watching we had the Hard Knocks clip. And then it made me think, we got a lot of fucking talent at Mandarin High School. And we have this cool magazine, digital magazine that we're producing called the Story of the Season. So my guy, Adam Keeler, so we got some phenomenal media guys. Jackson's Visuals is going to be the ones who are producing the Drive to Selection. Miles produces my show and does a ton of tremendous stuff, and he's growing and getting better every day. But Keeler actually did this, and I want you guys to watch. It's Miles, can you play it like this? It's just, it gets you ready for the high school football season. Like if you can't get geeked on this one, man, I don't know. It's something wrong with you. You need to go get your testosterone levels checked. Did I send you the second one? I only sent you the first one, Miles. Oh, actually, just go play the YouTube. I mean, play the Twitter one then, because that one's a little bit longer. Yeah, it's one of the ones you just opened up. Yeah, that one. That's it. But it's like a couple seconds longer. So like I saw this. He sent this to me like right before I went to bed when I was leaving the lounge, and just, oh my bad. That's where we're inside of Goodfellas Cigar Lounge, the world's greatest cigar lounge. Tuesday nights is about to be ladies' night, aka big game night. I gotta do some specials. I need y'all coming here on Tuesday nights. We finna get lit. We're gonna have a great time. If you're local to Jacksonville, we're gonna do some Tuesday night stuff here. We also do karaoke, but I need y'all to be coming here. But check this out right here. This show is this was amazing. So you see all the top guys. You saw Tramel. That's AJ. He's Penn State commit. That's my running back, Tion. That's Tramel Jones. That's Derek right there, Miami commit. Number 2 is Jamie French. That's my that watch this hit by Drake. Drake levels the boom. Hopefully Drake's a Florida State commit. This Rashard Westside, very good shifty guy. We're gonna have to work on making sure the white boys don't tackle us. Good throw right here to Jamie French right here. He's got to put that. Right here now, this is red. Red is a sophomore. He's gonna be a big time wide receiver. That was Terrell throwing it to red. That's basically it right there. Check it out. We're gonna have we'll have a longer form version of the show that will be available. And just support the kids. And a lot of those guys are guys that we want at that you're gonna want at your school, whether you're a Gator fan, Florida State fan, Miami fan. Again, Jamie French, Alabama Crimson Tide, John, and AJ are going to Penn State. Derek Jackson Derek Plaz. Derek Jackson is somebody completely different that I don't want Derek Plaz to ever be like. He's going to the University of Miami, and a bunch of guys that are going to be going to various places. So that's some new content. And then we'll also hopefully we'll have, I think I'm gonna call it a hype section no matter what, but we will have a recruiting thing where I just talked to some of the new the big time recruits, and we're gonna call it a hype section. So check out those things, that content coming up soon. But bigger than that, we also have the tailgate. We'll have videos of that. That will be all on our YouTube as well. Friday night, excuse me, James, stop saying Friday night. Saturday night, LSU, FSU, that weekend, Labor Day weekend, we will have the black party, the block party. Let me say it like that. It's not black, but it's not white like our other block party. It's a combination of all that shit. And we will have the band That's Pressure will be performing live. So I mean, if you like country music, man, by all means, both of them are free. Go check that one out. Vibe, Sweet Home Alabama yourself to death. But this right here is about we're gonna have a good DJ spinning some good music, and we're gonna have these guys going out there. These guys can perform and get down. I saw them at my brother Terrence Freeman's installation as president of the city council. They were singing Tony Feels Good, and I just called him Timmy because the little skinny motherfucker, man, he be singing his little ass off, man. Matter of fact, he sang here. It came at Goodfellas a couple weeks ago, and he ain't come on time. And then he was coming in and he was dapping people. I said, bitch, I'm paying you. Get your little skinny ass up on that motherfucking stage and sing. If you don't get up there. But they'll be rocking out, man. So they'll be there. You guys are going to love them. If you got any real requests like birthdays, we may even do some VIP tables and shit like that for people. Trust me, they're going to rock it out. They're going to do that. But you see that little thing right there? We're stepping up our technologically. That's called a QR code. You can actually put your phone up to the screen right now, and you can go buy tickets to the goddamn tailgate. But we're probably also going to have people use that to RSVP for the block party. The block party is free. I think what we're going to have to do is sell drink bands, or beverage bands. Those bands will allow you to be able to get soda. Those beverages will allow you to be able to get mixer and ice. And you can bring your own alcohol, or alcohol may be on the table or whatever. We're not selling liquor, but we are selling ice and we're selling mixer. So you can deduce whatever you need to deduce from that. All right. We'll have vendors out there that are selling food. We'll have a video game truck out there for the kids. We really want you to be able to have a safe environment for you to be able to have a good time and just party. That's the biggest thing that we want to be able to relay for that. But that's going to be on Saturday night, 7 until probably about midnight, so everybody can get a good rest, a good sleep, get you some sleeps before the actual game. And the tailgate is going to be air conditioned. air conditioned. We got a fucking 30-ton air conditioning unit that's gonna cool off that motherfucker, and we got 4 oscillating air conditioned fans that can, like, I don't know, they does a lot. I actually think we may have every air condition have some kind of cooling system from here on out. So again, you can go to the BLT dip tailgate if you want to. You're gonna sweat your ass off. I'm telling you this: support them. Don't matter to me. You're gonna pay $25 just to go to the tailgate, and they're gonna give you 1 or 2 drink coupons. You got to buy your food. You got to buy other drinks. It's gonna cost you more than $60, and it's in the heat. You can go to the whack ass chicken tender tailgate, and you're gonna be in the heat. It's gonna probably cost you a little bit cheaper, but you ain't gonna have air conditioning. You can go to the Colored Alumni tailgate, which is around, and I'm beefing with them because them motherfuckers ain't want to collab. I'm all about collaboration. We could have all came together and had one splendiferous tailgate, but people know that this is what I do. It's often imitated, never duplicated. So fuck them. We trying to shut everybody down. Come to the tailgate with air conditioning and seasonings. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be dope. You're gonna see some former players. Right now, we got 15 guys that said that they're gonna make sure that they show up throughout the process. And like, man, Mike, if you thought the bowl game was the shit, like, I'm just telling you right now, we want 1,000. I need 1,000 people. We had like about 450. I need 1,000 people. We got kid tickets on sale. The price stayed low. Chris and CJ told me, James, don't up the price until, like, Wednesday before. So I'm cool. I'm chilling out. I'm not gonna up the price, and we still got a couple parking spaces left. But I'm telling you, this got air conditioning. They're gonna have the game. The game's gonna be shown on the game truck. The game's gonna be shown on the game truck. Now, the tailgate, the game truck is free for the Jets. Now, they're a vendor, just like the food is included in your. Let me rephrase that. It's not free. It's all included in your purchase. Now, on the Saturday night block party, it's not. It's you're gonna have to pay. I think he's gonna charge like $10 to $15 for like an hour or something like that. But just imagine, it's hot as fuck outside. You don't want to be around the kid. It's gonna be safe. Everybody told me how kid friendly it wasn't. We're gonna have, and for the kids, we'll have some chicken tenders for the kids. We're gonna have chicken tenders, hot dogs, burgers, sausages. We're gonna have a seafood. We're gonna have a low country broil. We're gonna have brisket. We're gonna have ribs. We're gonna have 2 types of chickens, because that's what we do at Florida State. We the chicken farmers. Red beans and rice, baked beans, 2 types of greens. Don't know what kind of greens, but something going green. I told them we got to have something green there. All this fucking carbs and liquor. We got to make sure our gut's good. And what else y'all want? Anybody want some? Y'all want some chitlins? Like, anybody if y'all got suggestions of what y'all want, now is the time to fucking tell me. We will try to. We got vegan options. We got kosher options. We got, if I can find a honey dripper lady, we're gonna get 100 drippers out there. We're gonna have spades tables. We're gonna have I'm gonna bring some dominoes out. We're gonna have a whole bunch of shit for you guys to be able to do. It's like a family reunion, except for you're not getting t-shirts. If I knew exactly how many people were coming, I would go. Actually, we ain't gonna have t-shirts. We may have. Yeah, you know what? We may have it for like Miami. We'll have the t-shirts for Miami. How about that? We'll do that for the first 500 people purchasing shirts. We'll have something for y'all. But I ain't trying to get no more cost. The shit's already like at 30K. Yeah, man, it's real. It's real. It's real, man. Like, it's real. Like the shit's expensive. It's stressful. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They price gouging. Oh, and by the way, so what we were talking about, they fucked up the porta potties, right? So we can't have the air conditioned porta potties. The city wanted me to pay $1,500 per fucking toilet. There are 3 toilets in each one of those air conditioned porta potties. That's 6 fucking porta potties that I would have had to buy I would have had to pay $1,500 for. I'm sorry, I don't like any of you guys that much. I said, man, fuck MFTP, man, fuck them porta potties. So we have normal porta potties, but they're clean. Remember, we had a guy pass out, and he was safe in the porta potty. So we'll have 2 at the what I'll do is I will put 2 of the porta potties in the air conditioned place. So at least you'll have some. You won't be hot pissing. You just won't be able to take a dump. I mean, I wouldn't recommend you taking a dump. That'd be my recommendation. But we'll have 2 at the Ferguson lot, not Ferguson lot, excuse me. We'll have 2 at each lot, so it should be dope. But speaking of fried chicken or chicken, like boy, Florida State, boy, y'all, we came out in full force, man, the other day with the trolls of the Miami fan going in full delusion mode. The memes, all this shit was great, man. I just want y'all to know, bravo. Y'all did that shit. But like, if you could look up some of them, because the first thing I thought when he put the chicken thing was I thought of Family Guy and the epic fight scenes that Pete always has with the chicken. So somebody put the chicken with a Florida State cap on it. I thought that was creative. Go ahead, see the other ones we got here. That somebody made a shirt. My guy Joe Johnson, go support him. Clucks and Bucks Chicken. And the guy said he was in Delaware, so he even put an address on it. So that was great. But then there's this I haven't got a chance to use it. It's called, I think it's Pinata Farms. That as long as you have a picture, the pictures they'll like make them, put them on different movies. I got to put myself on Tombstone and put the reporter with the esophagus from Miami, like with us joke.
Yeah, it's making me go crazy, making the world go crazy.
It's funny right here.
I ain't even know what to do when I've been in
with their new sponsorship.
I fell in love with this Popeyes chicken sandwich. Popeyes chicken sandwich. Yes, it was so lovely.
I thought that was funny, man. Y'all may not have thought it was funny. I thought that shit was fucking hilarious. So as we go on to this, just more and more people like continue, and they don't know how we talk. They don't understand. My banter and demeanor is great, dude. Have you seen the comments, Miles, on the IG with the Deion Sanders of story? The colored football player fans are mad.
Oh, really?
Well, they're mad because I called it the potato salad bowl.
Yeah.
One, I happen to like potato salad. I'm not one of the new blacks that don't like mayonnaise and potato salad all of a sudden. I think potato salad is delicious, especially when you put the right amount of seasoning. I think your Aunt Donna makes one with like peas and shit in it, and it's like delicious. I like it, especially on Thanksgiving when you got like the hot food and you put like cold potato salad on your plate. You get like a little piece of greens and you like scoop it with the potato. Oh, I'm telling you, man. It makes the ancestors happy. They smile on your insides. But I called it a potato salad bowl. People said, you didn't have to go to the potato salad bowl. You didn't have to generate HBCU. I said, man, Deion pissed all on HBCUs. That's what you should be mad at. I happen to like HBCUs. And I said, I'm sorry. I apologize. I was wrong. I should not have called it the potato salad bowl. I should have called it the 10-piece, all flats, lemon pepper hot bowl. Presented by Lawry's. That's what I should have called it. Shut the fuck up, man. Like, get out of here. Between you guys, next thing you know, everybody calling me great value fucking Ice Cube with the Miami fans. I love this shit, though, because the craziest thing is just keep commenting. Keep commenting. Just thumb it down. Do whatever you got to do. Just help me with the algorithm. That's all I ask. So, but as I talked about it, speaking of like unique content, Netflix, in a way to stay, it's one of the most intriguing things about sports and me. I will troll when I have a chance, but at the same time, I'm not a hater. I can appreciate the you in the 80s. I don't know how some of you guys can still live in the past. Like we don't dress like the 80s anymore. So I don't know why the fuck y'all keep bringing the 80s back up with the you. But I can appreciate those guys. I know some of the guys who played on those teams. I know Big Leon Searcy, great guy. I can appreciate the Florida State of the 90s. I grew up in the 90s in Tallahassee. And let me tell you, it was a magnificent time to grow up. You had FAMU balling, Florida State balling. Dope times. I moved to Jacksonville, Florida during the rise of Urban Meyer and the Swamp Kings. It was incredible to see that team play because I'm a fan of football. I can appreciate Tim Tebow and the and how hard it was to like combat him, because here's a guy who's almost 240, who's 240 pounds of just rocked up brick, right? He runs a 4.7. He has an arm that he can throw, and he's got receivers that can go get it. So if you're like taking away the receivers and then he has nobody to throw to and he starts running full speed, that is a lot of man to hit. So I like documentaries. So watching, just like I watched the U, both parts of the U on ESPN 30 for 30. One of my good friends is going to be on the the ACC network when they break down the 99 championship team. You best believe I'm going to watch the fuck out of the 99 championship team. But nobody's done a documentary of the Swamp Donkeys. And now they're doing it with Netflix, and the expectations are through the roof. I haven't watched it, but I've watched a little bit of it. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Right now, I'm disappointed in Netflix. I'm a little disappointed. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because I read what the other people are saying. Now, there's a Florida recruiting blue check mark thing that loves it. All the Florida fans love it. But all us real people don't really like it because they left out a lot. But let's put up the Jim, what Jim Weber said, because this is really what we got to look forward to if you're a sports fan. Yesterday, Swamp Donkeys came out as a four-part documentary on the University of Florida. Today, BS High School with the greatest grift in American history, Bishop Sycamore High School, came out, got games on ESPN, playing IMG, a bunch of grown-ass men getting their asses whooped by little kids, by not little kids, but the elite athletes. And Saturday, we got week 0 football. So you should be excited. You know, this should be you. Whoever this fat black guy is, well, he's not really fat, skinny fat, worst type of fat. Fat is cool. Miles is cool. Like Diesel Miles is cool. Skinny fat is the worst type of fat to be because like you don't know what you want to be. But anyways, I enjoy his energy is the energy level. So I may watch Swamp Donkeys, but now that I know what I know, I don't necessarily. I'm upset, right? I'm very upset about this. But you know, we got that. But like, we got a whole bunch of good commentary on it. But actually, so for the people who don't know, let's play the Netflix trailer for them. And
in the South is way bigger than professional sports.
When you come to Florida, football is the world here.
Everything is win or loser.
Anything less than winning a national title, you're a failure.
1, 2, 3, showdown!
Florida was not winning. The feeling was that getting Urban Meyer, Florida could restore what they had lost.
I needed to build this team.
Urban said, I'm going to treat my superstars like superstars, and I'm going to treat my shit like shit.
I love that.
They was training like we was going to Iraq.
It was unmerciful.
Our front seven, they didn't try to hit you. They tried to hurt you. And we were the #1 team in the country.
They walk around like the kings of campus, and that took over.
Called it Gaines Vegas. In Gaines Vegas, we party.
It's just too much temptation.
Another Florida Gator has been arrested.
We never got police reports. It ended up just getting fixed.
You had never seen a team that was undefeated be so miserable.
People do not know what it's like to give so much to something.
For the rest of our lives.
That it's everything.
So let's just, again, what in the Prager University history lesson are we doing here? Let's break this down. First and foremost, Florida has been playing football since the early 90s. They're one of the first programs to have football, right? They've been in the Southeastern Conference for a long time. Them motherfuckers never won an SEC championship until 90 when Spurrier got there. And then they won a championship in 96, which they shouldn't have because we whooped their ass during the regular season. And we should not have had to play them again. But whatever. Still lost. Fuck it. But like a championship or bust, fuck that. No. Now, Urban Meyer brought that mentality. He won 2 of them bitches. Let's put it in perspective. Florida State Florida State didn't have a football team till after the Great War when they allowed men to come. Now, I think it was like the 50s. We won 3 national championships. We haven't even played. We don't have enough years to have our 100-year anniversary teams. Florida does. Florida's had a 100-year anniversary a while ago, and they won 3 national championships. You don't have to be a math major to realize Florida State has won more championships, more top 10 seasons, more undefeated seasons than Florida has had in their entire history. So let's knock that off, Herbs. 2, now one guy was right. It does matter in the South more. Like football, like pro sports is something cool to do, and we like it, but like we like football. Like we like college and high school a little bit more. They don't put enough money into high school sports, but like that. Secondly, can you go back? Scroll back, Miles. I need this to be shown right here. Now, if you're trying to show how geeked, now don't jump me, my black Greeks. Nobody shows the fucking Sigmas doing a stroll to talk about how crunk Gaines. You said it was called Gaines Vegas, and you're showing a college step show in the middle of the day with the fucking Sigmas. You, God damn it, it's 3 motherfuckers you show. Really 2. It's the Omegas and the pretty niggas and the Kappas. The ones that do the, don't get me, my friend, I got a lot of Kappa friends, but you know they do the little shimmy shit. And the Omegas do the Omegas got a workout. Like every time they step, it's like you like, wow, is a herd of elephants coming? And then they bark it. But then again, they confuse that with Georgia Bulldogs because nothing's scarier than Georgia Bulldog fans coming around because they bark around every corner. It threw me off in New Orleans when we played Georgia in my first bowl game. And then the Alphas can do something, but like they just whatever. But like, anyways, that's not really so fuck that. And there's something else that was missing that I noticed. I'm gonna tell you, it's an Urban Meyer. From what I'm understanding, it is an Urban Meyer redemption story. Urban Meyer is a terrible. Again, guys, listen, because Miles is gonna probably edit this shit, and Florida fans are gonna be in my inbox or like they are with their little fat ass. What's the motherfucker's name? I forgot. Your fat Kirby Smart actor like DC that you have, and mad and talking about, dude, like, because you fucking hate Urban too. He's a good college football coach, one of the best to ever do it. He's a fucking terrible person. Urban Meyer is one of the worst people to ever like walk this planet. Now I know you can say that's an exaggeration, but no, he is. He's a terrible motherfucker who literally this is why I'm mad. We'll get into all of this other shit. Me and Denny used to say, who is a Florida fan, to play for Urban Meyer, you have to have at least broke 6 of the 10 commandments. If you haven't broke 6 of the 10 commandments, he does not want you unless you're pure and unblemished like Tim Tebow. That's Jesus' nephew. But they don't talk about any of that shit. None of the cool, like you know who's not in this? Aaron Hernandez. That's not fair. Chico deserves to be in this. Chico was dope. They had them everybody was getting arrested every fucking week. You know what's not in there? They had a guy who I ended up training. He's from Jacksonville. I trained him one day. I couldn't do it anymore. He used his dead girlfriend's credit card. I'm not like so the parents are getting the statements and they're trying to figure out who's been using my damn daughter's credit card. So imagine your child died tragically. And now a month later, you're getting all these charges that are rung up and you know she wasn't there. The Pouncey twins, who were basically like 2 Suge Knights walking around and terrorizing the streets. You had Percy Harvin. If they told me it wasn't in there, but if Percy Harvin whipping Billy Gonzalez's ass, that was their wide receiver, that's current wide receiver coach too, but the wide receiver coach did, he beat the fuck out of Billy Gonzalez. If that's not in this documentary, I don't want to see it. It is not right. But anyways, that's me. That was the trailer. Hopefully that doesn't get this if you're watching it live or you're listening to it on SoundCloud, it's probably the only way you get it, because I'm not finna lose my monetization because of fucking Urban Meyer. He's already lost me enough in life. But click on the next thing, because this is basically guys breaking this shit down. But again, it was a great fucking story. Now we don't have to show that when I said that. It's a great story. Here are the things, the disappointing things, and he says that this is what was left out. And it's just, that's why I said, what in the PragerU? I don't understand why people are so afraid of the things that they actually lived and did. Like, if you was a hoe, own your wholeness. If you're not a hoe no more, then cool. But if you was a hoe, be a hoe. If you kill people, you kill people. Oh, unalive people. You unalive people. But here's what's mentioned. They don't even mention Aaron Hernandez, except for Tim Tebow taking blame for their 07 bar fight. Now, let's talk about that bar fight, by the way. Nobody asked the real questions in that bar fight. Tim Tebow, super Christian. Why the fuck was Tim Tebow in a bar? Why was an underage Aaron Hernandez tab have to be paid by an underage Tim Tebow? Whatever. Just saying, those are things that don't make sense. They don't mention anything about the Pouncey twins. They don't talk about Cam Newton and his stolen laptop. They don't talk about Percy Harvin beating the fuck out of Billy G. They don't talk about Carlos Dunlap being arrested right before the 2009 SEC championship game. They don't talk about Shelly Meyer's 911 call and Urban Meyer going to the hospital with chest pains. They don't talk about the entire 2010 season, his last year, including Urban Meyer versus reporter Jeremy Fowler's confrontation at practice. Or, my bad, I talked about the guy who used his dead girlfriend's credit card, but they don't talk about Chris Rainey texting his girlfriend, "Time to die, bitch." Imagine how much spicier this could have been, man. If I'm Netflix and you bring this to me, like if I'm the director of sports documentaries at Netflix and you bring this to me and it doesn't include this shit, I'm throwing it back at you. If you don't go put the cool shit in there, I want to know the ugly. That's how we learn. We learn from the ugly. You know who else isn't mentioned? Quick show of hands who won? Who was because everybody talks about this wrong. Who was the quarterback for the University of Florida for Urban Meyer's first national championship? Wonder if anybody knows that. Anybody knows who the first the quarterback for the University of Florida's 2006 national championship? What did they say? Okay, there's a guy who's smart. Guy who knows his, there we go. No, they know their history. I could say two of them are smart, but they're not members. But I would just fuck with you. You're good. Remind James, light skinned dude. Chris Lee. But if you ask Florida fans, you know how they always introduce Tim Tebow? Two-time national championship quarterback. And they're not wrong, but they say it like Chris Leak didn't exist. Now I get it. Chris Leak is an alleged pedophile. Yeah, he was apparently got fired from his job because he was playing with little girls. Yeah, I want to reiterate it. Chris Leak got fired from his job because he was playing with little girls. That doesn't mean that Chris Leak didn't throw one of the prettiest balls I've ever seen. Doesn't mean Chris Leak wasn't a good football player. He's just a degenerate. And that happens in football. It doesn't mean you hide yourself. If Chris Leak doesn't go on a Scottie Pippen type tear of Urban Meyer over the next few years, I will be disappointed to him. No, the dad guy, Rex Grossman, was the starting quarterback for Florida when we used to whoop that ass. Even though Rex Grossman, up until now, I'm going to say Anthony Richardson because this is an Anthony Richardson fan account. Rex Grossman was the greatest college football player, college football quarterback. Hold on real quick. I got a Florida fan calling. Hello? What's up, bro? I'm actually talking about the Swamp Donkeys documentary right now. Yeah, I'm recording. Hey, man, I got a question, though. I got to ask you. Now, did you like this documentary?
Because I know it's so much they edited out.
Okay, never. That's all you need to tell me. You a real one for that. You a real one for that, bro. Like, how you don't have the Pouncey twins in the goddamn documentary?
A lot of them said they didn't want to talk in the documentary.
I get it, but that don't mean you can't talk about them, right?
Probably not. So basically, this is what I know. This is me telling you what I know.
Now, don't say anything incriminating, or say it. I don't care. Just make sure it's.
Basically, when they did the original Swamp Doc before all the edits, Pouncey twins were in the doc, just like Aaron Hernandez was in the documentary, and a lot of other stuff was in the documentary. All that stuff got cut by the school.
What you Ron DeSantis PragerU University acting motherfuckers? I'll call you. I'm gonna call you back when I'm done recording, man. I need to know about this. Is crazy.
Trust me, if they didn't cut, it probably would have been like another 4 episodes.
All right, man. All right, bro. I'm gonna hit you back. But man, they had the good stuff, and listen. I hate that. But again, that's what people don't understand. I have better Florida sources than I have Florida State sources. I could be a Florida beat writer. That's why they don't like me for about 2 years. I was breaking all, and they were like, "Oh, you got this bad news for the University of Florida." I'm like, "Well, shit, that's y'all fucking up." NCAA may have been on their campus the other day, by the way. But anyways, Florida Recruits puts up some really good bars because Urban has some bars. I will say that. You heard it. I'm going to treat my superstars like superstars and my shit like shit. That is life. That is a life lesson. I had my guy Demetrius Harvey, who covers the Jags, used to cover the Florida Gators. Like, well, you shouldn't act like that. But then Urban has a great retort to it. If I treat you like shit and you want me to change, then you find a way to make yourself into a superstar. Like, think about your job right now. There are people who get preferential treatment. Now, they could be sleeping with the boss. Wouldn't recommend that. Or if they're like really good, people who are really good at their job tend to get better treatment. I'm not going to lie to you. I coach at Mandarin, right? I've told everybody this. Coach at Mandarin. I don't show up to anywhere near as many of the coaches' meetings as everybody else. When I'm at the coaches, I'm at practice. I'm responding to a lot of you guys through text messages and stuff. I do business all the time. Like, I got a call. If that call would have happened at 3:00 in the afternoon, you know what I would have done in the middle of practice? I'd have took that fucking call. That's my job. That's how I pay my bills. But you know what I do very well? Hey, man, if one thing I can produce is fucking running backs. They're going to run where they ain't. We're going to have more rushing yards than you ever had before I got there. And you won't have that many rushing yards after I leave. They're going to run routes at the backfield. They're going to know how to block. They're going to have good steps. And I'm going to make other players good too. Yeah, so that's that. Urban Meyer, if they would have put that information that was documented, show that thing for my guy, FSU Malls. I mean, my girl. My bad. Sorry about that. No, not that one. That's the next one. This one right here. If they would have put all that stuff about Urban Meyer in the hospital, all the bad stuff, this is how Urban Meyer would have been, how he would have treated it. Now, one thing we realized too in all of this, and this is where my guy at Duval Doom pointed this out, that it's clear to see why the Jags sucked when Urban Meyer was here. Because if you're looking at this picture right now, there's something very clearly and uniquely Jacksonville in that bridge. And Urban Meyer was recording the documentary while he was the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was focused on everything but winning NFL games. You, sir, are a fucking terrible person, and you made my life you made my life bad. But hold on. That's the Swamp Donkeys documentary. The other thing that's been going on really well, so going into college football, is what FSU doing is sustainable. Before we get into that, if it's sustainable or not, everybody in the nation right now is starting to make their predictions for the season. Just like us, make sure you check out our drive to the selection with the Gator Bowl. Pick Six previews. And actually, if you've never looked at the Pick Six previews, it's actually like pretty in depth. Like it's like I want to like dive into it this weekend, like their analysis and analytics. And they pride themselves on the number one most accurate college football preview since 2012. I don't know if that's true or not. Sounds good. But their predictions, number one, Florida State. They predict that Florida State would be the number 3 ranked team in the nation. Number 2, Clemson, UNC, Pitt, Miami, Louisville, NC State, Duke, Syracuse and Wake at 9, Boston College and Georgia Tech at 11, Virginia Tech at 13, and basically bottoming off the state of Virginia just being absolute trash, UVA at 14. I think Duke has to be better than 8, right? Like they got a returning quarterback that's pretty good, but that's what, sustainable or not, Florida State's better than like this wasn't being made last year. I think they had Florida State finishing like Duke, like the low middle tier of the conference last year. Big Game Boomer, our favorite list guy, with the most disrespectful ACC predictions, has Florida State 1, Clemson 2, Pitt 3, NC State 4, Duke 5, Louisville 6, Boston College 7, North Carolina 8 with Drake May, Virginia Tech 9, Syracuse 10, the University of Coral Gables at 11, Georgia Tech at 12, Wake Forest at 13, Virginia at 14. I think 8 and 11 have been purely disrespected. And I don't see Boston College being the 7th ranked team, but I'll allow it. Blue Bloods bias. They put up, so this is the ranking for those who want to see it. Is that showing on ours? The next thing is Blue Bloods bias. I don't know, it's just a thing I found. The best ACC players in college football. So is it sustainable? Number 1, Jared Verse. Number 3, Jordan Travis. Number 4, Trey Benson. Number 7, Johnny Wilson. Number 10, Ventrell Cypress. The top 10 best football players in the ACC, according to one prediction, all go to Florida State. You know what all 5 of those guys are? Transfer players. So is what Florida State and is the transfer portal sustainable? They keep saying that everybody who is trying to shit on what Mike Norvell is doing is basically saying this. And this is why and it's coming from a concerted effort from Miami media, who can't cover great recruiting anymore, and lots of people who cannot cover their team winning anymore because they're not winning, who cannot cover how great it is to have a lying ass Cuban give us money, or a lying ass Cuban and bring us to victory because the shit's not happening. How this started, and we'll again tonight at 8, hopefully we'll have a show where we really break down the existential crisis that the University of Miami beat and fan base is going through. At Kane Sport, Miami is stressing its player development programs in head-to-head recruiting battles with FSU. Miami has 8 projected starters that are products of the transfer portal, while FSU has 16. The Hurricanes are all in on their current record of developing their traditional recruiting signees and are stressing that to current recruits. Now, I did this on a show a little while ago where Mario Cristobal stated, if your kid isn't here to his recruit, to his first batch of recruits, if you don't like the way things are going, you can go pick up your kid. Mario Cristobal, who brought in 43 players in this class alone between high school and the transfer portal. The way people draft this narrative is that Florida State is only getting guys from the transfer portal, and all of their guys are coming from the transfer portal. Brendan Sinone basically broke this down. FSU uses the transfer portal. This is true. FSU has added 26 transfers in the last 2 cycles. Florida State has brought in the 27th most transfers. That means we're not even the biggest person using all of this. We're the biggest crook using this, the biggest university using this. I'll go through those. We're not even taking the most transfers in the state. USF, understood, 33. UCF, understood, 32. Miami, who's causing all this confusion. You know how many transfers the University of Miami has taken? 27. You've taken 27 transfers, 8 of which are starters. All that tells me is you do a piss poor job of actually figuring out who you need to get in the transfer portal. And you haven't got any good guys in the transfer portal. Here's the transfer portal as it stands in the last 2 cycles. Colorado, 56. Arizona State, 44. SMU, 43. Ole Miss, 41. Indiana, 38. Louisville, 37. USC, big-time program that also does well in recruiting, 35. Oregon, big-time program that also does well in recruiting, 35. UCF, Georgia Tech, Oklahoma, big-time program that does well in recruiting, 30. 29. Auburn, big-time program that does well in recruiting, took more. LSU, 29, big-time program that Florida State beat, that does well in recruiting, that took more. Arkansas, Miami, TCU took 27. You know what TCU was in last year? The fucking national championship. I could go on and on, but the reality is, even if you go back and you cross-reference this, and you go back and look at 2020, there was something that happened. COVID, obviously, but the NCAA suspended APR, which gave coaches the opportunity to flip their rosters. So you're able to bring in more recruits with no penalty. So you can actually put your imprint on a team. You can recruit whatever you want. And then the NCAA relaxed the rules on how many new players you can bring in. So when we look at this, how many of these guys are brand new coaches? Colorado, new coach, right? Arizona State, new coach in the last 1 to 2 years. SMU, new coach in the last 1 to 2 years. Ole Miss, new coach in the last 3 years. Louisville, brand new coach. USC, brand new coach. Oregon, brand new coach. USF, brand new coach. Houston, brand new coach. UCF, brand new coach. Georgia Tech, brand new coach. Oklahoma, brand new coach. Auburn, brand new coach. LSU, brand new coach. Cincinnati, brand new coach. Kansas, 1 to 2 year coach. Arkansas, pretty much a brand new coach. 27, Lion-ass Cuban, that's a brand new coach. You see the trend? Of course, Georgia, Alabama, and all these guys have better recruiting. That's why they're not fired. If you guys don't use this, you'll get fired. I mean, it's why are you mad at somebody using the things that are to their use? And right now, here's why they have to do this, because this is where it's getting scary. APR comes back into effect in 2024. FSU has a top five recruiting class right now for the class of 24. The early returns on the 23 recruiting class are showing that they're really, really good. This is from my man AT. If it's a talent acquisition biz, they're successful in proving that you can do it. Basically, what Mike Norvell is showing is that I needed to do this to build the foundation so that I can go get the high school kids, and now I'm going to start stomping your ass. But that being said, I've always said this. Let me go back to the tweet of the top 5 players in, top 10. Jared Verse. You know what's crazy about Jared Verse? Jared Verse is in his second season at Florida State. You know what he can do next year? Come back. Trey Benson, second year at Florida State. You know what he can do next year? Come back. Johnny Wilson, second year at Florida State. You know what he can do if he wants to? Come back. It's not just that Mike Norvell is getting guys in the transfer portal. He's getting guys with 2 to 3 seasons left of eligibility so that he can do what? Develop them. Now, Fitzgerald Cypress, if he comes out and gets 10 picks this year, that ain't Mike Norvell development. Fitzgerald Cypress is good. I'll give him that. Jordan Travis has been with, this will be his 4th year, I believe, with Mike Norvell. I mean, can we just give him props for developing Jordan Travis? Like, is that hard to do? Like, imagine that. You'd rather him get a 17-year-old, 18-year-old than a guy who that's already been in a college program that just needs a little bit more development. Sounds like some hater shit. Real quick things. Michigan, just to build on something that we discussed a while ago. Michigan is kind of going back on what they were doing. We talked about Jim Harbaugh. My bad. I got to read this because this is very smart. And after this, I want you to get that YouTube. It's a YouTube link right after that on the because this is basically what sometimes you need Don Corleone to the Under the Miami thing. It should be a YouTube link right there. Yeah, we need that one. But the Miami football program is really facing an existential crisis. Now that it's become evident that Mario is likely going to fail, they know if he fails, their perception will be forever tarnished. They are like a wounded animal backed into a corner, desperate and pathetic. That's why they're going after everything. Yeah, Florida State's paying players. Florida State is never recruiting high school players. Florida State's now getting high school players. 45-3. And then when we talk about this stuff on 8, I'm going to take some of the logic that they're using and just tell you, because they even are saying that they have players that are better than Florida State. If you look at the stats, and they got beat 45-3. They got 45 points put up on them 5 times last year. But if you can play, this is what I'm hearing, and this is what I need from Miami fans, because God damn it, have some pride.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you? Is this how you turn down a Hollywood Pinocchio that cries like a woman? What can I do? What can I do? What is that nonsense?
I love that scene. That's one of my favorite.
Frosted Flakes was different. Cinnamon Toast Crunch was different.
Thing in life. Godfather is just that scene right there is really good. Just like he basically slapped Johnny Fontaine, who went out to Hollywood, couldn't get the role that he wanted because he banged the director's girlfriend, and the director got mad. But anyways, Michigan put itself on a self-imposed timeout and said, NCAA, there, is that good enough? Jim Harbaugh was suspended for, was it John? Did I say it the right way? Which Harbaugh is it? One of them Harbaughs. Yeah, it's Jim. Jim Harbaugh was suspended by the NCAA for 4 games. They said, nah, we ain't doing that shit. Fuck them. But then they came back and said, Michigan will reportedly suspend Jim Harbaugh for the first 3 games of the upcoming season. And the NCAA is probably going to say, all right, that's cool. You guys gave your own punishment. That's enough. He's learned his lesson, which is clearly not teaching any young guys, decisions have consequences. So fuck that. And what's wild is Michigan fans are going around saying that Florida State's cheating when, that's why your coach is being suspended. But no need for stadiums. I just think this is really, really cool. Brett McMurphy reported that Memphis has a ticket promotion where fans can buy a $60 ticket for the season opener versus Bethune-Cookman. I would never buy a ticket that expensive for BC, but listen, if the Tigers beat BC, fans get a free ticket to the next home game. And this continues for each home game until Memphis loses at home. How long will the free ticket last? They play Bethune-Cookman on September 2nd. They play Navy on September 14th. They play Boise on September 30th. They play Tulane the 13th of October. USF on the 4th of November. SMU. I think this is a creative way to be able to get more people in seats and get people to consistently come to games. That's dope. Really dope idea. I wish Florida State, Florida, and stuff like that. It just reminds me of things that I try to do with my alma mater by giving kids tickets and access to games. I think it's an amazing thing. There's no reason any college football stadium in America should be empty because people are always looking for things to do with their kids. I think we can actually change some of the dynamics of the bad things we have going on by giving people more things to do. And I think that's what college football in the fall, college basketball in the winter, in the spring, this is all stuff. Baseball, these are all things that people can do by just being organized and providing opportunities. Again, while Urban Meyer does not deserve a redemption arc, this person does. If everything pans out the way that it could, and she continues to do what she's supposed to do, I think Shacarii Richardson should get all the attention that is provided a winner. I'm not one of those people who goes down on this. Oh, everybody was speaking bad about her. No, people called her stupid because she failed a drug test that she already knew that was happening. It wasn't a sprung-on drug test. It was. Do I think smoking weed shouldn't be punished? Yes. But that being said, every year, every athlete, I think on the professional side, every meet you sign something letting you know, like making sure that you're aware and you agree to be subject to what the rules and what the penalties are. I feel no sympathy for people who know those things. When she came back, she was not focused. She's focused now, and she is kicking ass and taking names, and she deserves every piece of it. In the World Championships that just happened, she delivered on the hype that everybody thought she was. She looks amazing. She's shredded up. She looks focused. Now, I'm hoping that ain't from Balco, but the crazy thing is, if it is and you don't get caught, babe, and win all the stuff that you want to the victor goes the spoils. She ran a 10.65 in the 100. She beat the Jamaicans that ran 10.72 and 10.77 respectively in an amazing race that was extremely fun to watch. I'm loving her charisma when she comes to it. And the best thing about this is if you click on the next one, Miles, her redemption arc is amazing because this is what basically happened. It's a tale of two photos. August 21st, 2021. The guy puts the world humiliated her. The world did not humiliate her. Look at where she is in relation to the two fastest sprinters. That's getting drug on the track. The top picture. That's August 21st, 2021. August 21st, 2023, exactly 2 years later, you see where she finished in the race where she beat the same two chicks, if I'm thinking correctly, or two of the top runners, with a celebration as she crosses the finish line, and rightfully so. If she does everything, she is what we need to show kids how you can make a mistake, you can own your mistake, you can come back from it by grinding and shutting the fuck up. And when you win, you do stuff. And now I also encourage the pettiness in what she has. And if you click on the last one, Miles, and this is what I do believe that she should be able to do. To the victor goes the spoils. Shacarii, now the guy suggests that she only talked to the black media. I don't necessarily think that that's the case. She just talked to the journalist that didn't shit on her as she was going through her rough time. Now she can determine what shit on her means, but she talked to who she felt comfortable with, and this is what I encourage athletes to do in general. Thank you to people, and she did not stop to talk to any of the media. She talked to the journalist that she felt comfortable. A journalist who happens to be black. And she's walking by journalists who say they want to get an interview with her after her race, and she says, no, thank you. There's nothing, again, it's one of those things that's funny. And Now, this is a black guy that I think made it about race that tweeted the original thing, but people are making it about something that it ain't. I think she has the right to do that. If you win, you decide who you want to talk to and who you don't want to talk to. If somebody's not pushing the narrative and what you feel is conducive to what you want, then you get to do that. Appreciate everybody for joining me right now. Please go push the like button. Please comment. Please subscribe. Consider being a member. Retweet this. Do all these different things if you liked it. Come check me out at 8, where we're going to basically go through Miami's fan base's reaction to Florida State actually being good and looking at the reality that they might not be for a few more seasons. On Sunday, we'll have a special LSU FSU preview. We'll have Carter Power, who breaks down LSU. He will be in the first part of the show so that our fan base can get an accurate depiction of what they're going up against. We still have plenty of tickets to the tailgates. Please come check out the tailgates. I think we still have about 5 parking spots left. If you need more parking and you're interested in it, I could try to go get another lot. We could try to see and negotiate a fair price for those things. Outside of that, I appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me, and we will see you guys next time.